Welcome to Hardcore Garage. Let's go down in here and see what we can get into. I know I'm trying to lower a truck, trying to rip out a gas tank, a little bit of everything all at once. It's a little overwhelming, but we ain't got much time left before camp and dry. Well, no, drop and destroyed first. So we got to get this thing looking a little bit lower to the ground at least, right? So you want to lower your truck. Well, lowering the back of just about any mini truck is one of the easiest things that you can do. Super simple as far as how you do it. A lot of times stuff's rusty and it might be a little hard to do, but it is just just a few basic steps. Now, I don't know how you guys remove U-bolts, but I get tired of trying to crank off them damn nuts. So I generally just cut it, let it work its way out. Find the best angle here without cutting my brake line there. I could probably do that. That's one good thing about a DeWalt cordless is you can put the saw blade just about any direction that you want, which is really super nice. Just like that. Now the next one's going to be a little more difficult to get to. I'm going to have to get in the middle of the truck to do it, and you probably won't be able to see me, so I'm turning this off. But that right there took me, what, 30 seconds to cut through that? I promise you, it's going to take you 10 minutes to get them rusty-ass bolts off. So don't be afraid to cut them. Get you some new U-bolts. You should be using new U-bolts any time that you do anything to the rear end anyway. If you are going to just use blocks to lower the rear, all you're going to need on an S10 anyway is a 13/16 socket and a jack and a couple of jack stands. You always want to make sure that your vehicle is on jack stands when you're working on it or under it. You don't want that bad boy falling off of your jack and crushing your toes or something even worse. If you are buying lowering block kit, I would suggest, and I mean you can try loosening the U-bolts, but usually just cutting them off is the easier, quicker way to go. Then all you'll do is you'll just jack up your rear end. You'll insert your block on top of the leaf underneath the rear end, and you'll put your new leafs back, or your new U-bolts over top there. And drop the rear end back down, line everything up, make sure your pin is in the right spot, and you will tighten those down, and you would have the rear of your truck lowered. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may even have seen someone do 5-inch blocks. The good thing about blocks is it retains your factory shock. The shock stays in exactly the same spot. If you're going to do leaf springs, you will need to remove your leaf springs, which are also going to be a 13/16 bolt, front and rear. A lot of times them are pretty difficult. These ones actually came out, or came off, the nuts at least came off pretty easily. I haven't tried to push those bolts out the other side yet, but I will do that as soon as I get these other nuts off of this side here. One thing that you're going to run into on an S10, for whatever reason, these guys, when they designed this bolt here, when you get the nut off and try to shove it out, it's going to hit the gas tank right about there. Now, there's a couple different techniques that I've seen. Sometimes you can twist the leaf spring and get the bolt to come out at an angle. I've seen people do that. Usually what I've done is shove it in far enough and just cut the head off, and I'll have another bolt to use in that spot. What I'm still contemplating doing here is dropping this gas tank and putting the other gas tank in. So I will decide probably pretty shortly how I'm going to go about all this. Cheater bar, that's what hit me in the head. The front leaf bolts always seem to come out easier than the back ones. These ones here are usually froze up, and they're pretty skanky on mine to begin with. Pretty crusty. Yep. Pretty crusty, guys. Looks like it's been underwater, don't it? Look at that cross member. It's like we're panning across the Titanic on the bottom of the ocean. After a whole lot of sweat and tears, we finally got that back bolt off. I think that it was probably rusted together on the sleeve on the inside. The back side of the washer doesn't look so bad or beat up, but yeah, so I ended up building a little gas torch and heating it up for a while and then pounding on it some more, and this one eventually gave loose. So hopefully that'll work on the other side. That was probably the hardest I ever had to try to get a set of leaf springs out. We did finally get it with heat, lubrication, and a lot of pounding. Pretty much destroyed that bolt. Slid that one out and cut it in half. So we've got a lot of mess here just from pounding on this thing. Look at all the rust on the ground. That's just crazy. So I'm going to clean all that up. And I've messed with the gas tank. This bolt right here was like that to begin with, and it won't budge still. And the other bolt right there, the whole thing spins, and I can't get anything down in there to get a hold of the meaty part of the strap, so that strap will just twist off there if I do that. So I think I may just take my chances with changing that seal and crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. Here was another casualty just from pounding on this. The snubber fell out, but it didn't just fall out. Yeah. So we may grind those off too, since they're not going to do any good at all.